This world is unlimited drama stage. Every actor on the stage always remembers that when this drama will end, I will change the costume and return home. So we Baba's children also have this awareness that as soon as my part finishes, I leave the costume of this body and I return to my sweet home, silent home, home of light. So it is not that when we reach home, then we experience the rest of home. But now, during day, whenever it's possible, just remind yourself that body is my costume. I am playing my part, and then I will return home. And especially at confluence age, this awareness is important, necessary, that I am the resident of Paramdham, Supreme Abode, and that's where I have to return. I came from there, I have to return there. And that is why reminding myself that it's silence there, peace, silence, deep rest. So I think if we practice that, then sometimes mind, intellect, or body is tired, just remind yourself, sit for a few moments, that I am just a actor, this is body costume, become bodiless, incorporeal, a point of light, and go to your home in presence of Baba and all other souls in the stage of complete purity, love, silence. So that's what is our practice of remaining connected with Paramdham, Supreme Abode, my home, the stage of liberation. While being Karma Yogi, keep practicing in between to go in silence, go to seat home. So now for a while, we create that experience that I am soul, a actor on this drama stage. I detach from the costume and I return to my home. Baba, Shiv Baba is in Paramdham, sweet home. So I also go and sit with Baba in sweet home. So let's take Drishti from Baba and practice to go to home, sweet home where there is total silence. And because soul is not playing part, there is total silence.
Om Shanti, welcome to Avekti Parivar. Today's day 7, Self Serenity. The title is Baba is Your Helper. Elevated Sanskar Courage. Now we'll be listening from Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. I think we all are getting used to now our throne, sitting on our throne of self-sovereignty. And we are finding our companions, mind, intellect, and sanskars, very cooperative. I know that our aim is to check and change, but actually we have to get more focused on the practice which we get for the day and reflections on that point, like reflection on star of success and practice of being in that awareness. And then second part is check and change. Because if we make the first thing check and change, then all our focus is there. But first I have to give to myself through good reflections, churning, practice of that, creating the awareness of that aspect. And then whatever we find that mind is not able to do or is not stable, not consistent, then we check that what is the reason, which sanskar is pulling us, what circumstances are pulling us. So then we check and then change. Change what? Then again keep practicing, creating the awareness of who am I, self-respect. So like my reflection had been a lot on when Baba says that success is our birthright. So a lot of examples come in the mind that when we are born, physically, we are born then spiritually. And then we start realizing our rights. First, as a child, my right on relationship with my parents. First right I have on them. And then what they have for me. And I like very much when Baba said that when you have right, you don't have to labor and you don't have to ask. So when this realization comes that I don't have to ask, I have right. Because generally in Path of Bhakti we had this sanskar which we carry when we keep asking for, Baba, please make this successful. Baba, we are going this for this task. Please give me success. Let it be successful. So we had this habit of asking. And now we say, no, I have to remind myself, have this awareness that I have right. So when you're saying I have right, you will be successful. That means I'm not asking, I'm claiming my birthright. So it's really something to experiment all day and to see that if mind is affected by any obstacle and get disheartened. Because sometimes things do go the way we want and have planned. Sometimes everything, what happens is completely different. So then I say, well, now how it's going to happen? Mm. For me, I always remember Brahma Baba that on his journey with such unlimited huge task, how he was able to keep himself free from obstacles. That means his enthusiasm, his cheerfulness, his lightness, his humor, everything was consistent because internally he was victorious. Obstacles never create any effect on the stage of Brahma Baba. Never the subtle thoughts, even as Baba said, even this thought, whether it is for yourself, will I able to continue on this journey or not? How long I can continue as an instrument? Will I be able to carry Baba's task as instrument? These subtle questions, which Baba says are not good, they are like a tail. So Brahma Baba never had. Our Dadi Prakashmani, Dadi Janki was living example for all of us. That whatever is externally happening, of course, when there is success, you are very happy. But if it didn't work in the way you want, even if it worked, but maybe the way you want it didn't work, and you say, no, I don't think I'm going to do it now anymore. So very quickly we step back. But rather it should be, okay, like this in drama, that Baba said, they will always feel internally constant progress. So we don't measure our stage through external success. Baba's Mahamantra, which I remember, was, children, if you do everything in soul consciousness, when you have to give talk, when somebody is come to meet you, when you have to do 7 days course, even if it's one-to-one, but be in soul consciousness. There will always be success in Baba's task. Because Baba's task has to continue, right? Whatever, even there are adverse situations, big challenges, but Baba's task has to continue. But if I get doubtful or disheartened, then as Baba said that other stars, they change their place, and for us is the change of our stage, which is not good, creates heaviness, affects whole First atmosphere locally, then universe. Mm. So Baba gave us little bit responsibility with that right, that keep internally free from obstacle, and also look at everyone as star of success. So that whether it's a little gathering or big gathering, everyone should have feeling, yes, I am star of success. So at least they remain hopeful, right? Today even I was thinking that I start calling sisters for whole week, star of success. Mm. One who is free from obstacles. Vigna Vinashak Shakti, right? So I had so many names. I said whole day I will call them with these so that our all of us together have same energy, so that there is lightness and success also is there. So this responsibility to create atmosphere very light, mm, and always remember that if my stage fluctuates, mm, it's not going to create good effect in the atmosphere, in the universe. So if I have right, then I have some responsibilities to right. I, of course, never had this kind of thinking. I always believe that if you have faith, if you have determination, just keep courage and keep going on. And always remember it's not my task. And how can God's task be not successful? So I tell everyone, God's work will be done, but you have to be victorious. That is my task, right? To be free from obstacles is my work. And for success is God's task. There it will be successful. So for me to stay constantly stable in soul consciousness, and for this I like what we're going to do tomorrow, the elevated sanskar of courage. We have to be the helpers, and the courage comes from Baba. Baba is our helper. But it's very, very interesting what Baba wants to see us do before he helps. As you know that there is this guideline for opening class or a center, there should be at least 5 souls, 5 to 8, who come together and they take this kind of pledge and task assignment that all of us will help in creating, establishing center, then running the center. So they had to sign and then send it to Baba. So it's a courage, So Baba said, you create helpers, you create a team. First you do that, make others cooperative. Baba wants to see if we have that sanskar of creating companions and team and cooperative souls. And then Baba will help. So different ways the courage is important. I think we all have this experience of courage and God's help. We take many, many big steps in the beginning, even especially in families or even those who are single, to decide to live a life of purity. It's a big courage. In Lokik way, for even single one, either Kumar or Kumari, it's courage to say, I will live the life of purity. Say, there are many who did it. It's a long life. How can I manage alone? So some are like they chose companions, they still live pure, but a lot of us decided no, Baba will be our companion. So we found lot of help of Baba there. And then to begin the service, I find that it is up to us in which relationship we are kind of becoming candidate for help. Like I found that many times I had to do many things alone, long travels and different challenges. And I always say, Baba, you are my companion. I didn't say, Baba, keeping courage, please help. I said, you are my companion. So you will do half, I will do half. I will do, you will guide me. And each one of us know that we keep courage and we all have to keep courage in many different ways. Some, they have courage for taking initiative of new things. So Baba helps. So we all have courage. Each one of us, we have courage. But it shouldn't be just, I'm courageous, but we do it. Each one of us, I think, if we think of our journey, spiritual journey, whether for self or for service, it's a lot of courage we use. Every step we take, we need courage. Anything we have to do, we need courage. So if I keep doing it with courage, Baba's help is constantly there. If it was not there, I won't be able to take another step. That's what I feel in my life. That because I kept courage for what I'm doing now, Baba's help will come, then I will be able to do something more. So again, it's not my courage. Baba's help is bringing courage in me. That's why Baba also said, success of star of success will always be very humble. Humility. And even if someone prays, you say, you praise Baba. You know in your heart that it's because of Baba. At least I can say 100%. Whatever I did or I am able to do is Baba's courage came also from Baba. So in the beginning, it's courage, then help. The task is bigger and bigger. So then Baba's help become my courage. That's what I experience. And then it's very beautiful because there's a lot of learning, lot of growth, lot of experience. So Baba, we keep courage little bit. Baba gives help. Then I use that help and be more courageous. I can sit back Oh, I get help. But help is visible when you take another step, right? Baba helps, so I'm able to take another step. Then Baba looks at me, then give help, then I take more steps. It goes beautifully together, right? My elevated sanskar of courage keep increasing because of Baba's help. So yes, I keep courage, Baba helps. And finally my courage is Baba's help actually. That's the help he gave me, that I am still keeping courage for anything. Mm. Even if these days you have to go to center, do anything is courage, and then Baba helps. And then you have more courage. So my courage is keep growing because of Baba's help. That's how I see it, and I'm sure you will reflect, you will understand. One day is never enough because you want to reflect more on the same theme, but we will get chance. So have reflection, experiences, apply that principle. And then, of course, in the end is that you check and change. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So now I would like to invite Sister Gayatri for guiding us for tomorrow's homework. So welcome, Sister Gayatri.
Om Shanti, everyone. Good evening. This evening, our featured experience is quite an interesting one. And as I read it, I think you'll pick up one of the most difficult things on our spiritual path is connected to our self-worth, and how that self-worth, to return to it, requires a lot of incognito effort. So here is the experience. I notice that when self-worth is attacked by Maya, it is the biggest challenge for me to be a ruler of the mind, intellect, and sanskaras. Whenever the scenes of drama pull my mind and intellect to look to the outcomes and signs for progress, and even to value myself, I could see and feel how my mind can enter the crossroads of being enslaved. I had asked myself, what does it mean and feel like when my mind is enslaved? What does a loving intellect look like in upheaval? What does it feel like to become like Baba? For the first time, I could actually feel what it means when Baba says, when the mind becomes a slave, it is difficult to command the mind to have powerful thoughts instead of thoughts circling around weakness. Simply being able to see this and feel this, I had the power to think differently about who I truly am. I could also see the contrast between a loving and a non-loving intellect. I felt I needed to summon courage and deep purpose to remember Baba. I kept reminding myself throughout the day that it is only through remembrance that the devices in me will be lifted. And this clarity allowed me to stay with Baba instead of helplessly permitting my intellect to dwell, analyze, and question the scenes in the drama that seem to show I'm not being respected. The power of clarity and my accumulation of silence and moments with Baba during traffic control enabled me to stay connected with Baba. The addiction to recall and remember events, situations, and experiences that only pull me down into a sense of unworthiness truly requires so much meaningful attention, practice, consistency, courage, and a lot of love. For the first 2 days of the self-sovereignty practice, I was not clear of the practical experience of checking and changing the 3 faculties. Tonight's experience gave me invaluable feedback and more self-trust of what I need to focus on, but most importantly, how to change. Baba speaks with such depth in the Murli, and it deeply matters to me that I can practically experience what he says. If I cannot, then I'm not able to practically inculcate what he wants me to do. I'm deeply touched to see how such deep dynamics within myself. With deep gratitude and respect, Sister Nora from Calgary, Canada. So thank you, Sister Nora. That was very beautiful. I had to edit it a little bit because I want to keep them to 3 minutes. So again, if you have your experiences that you want to be featured, please keep them short. I'll give them 3 minutes and we will bring them and speak about them, and I will read them out because the intention behind is for Sister Mohini to hear some sort of feedback from you and how it's working for you. So thanks again. So tomorrow we'll be on day 7. Would you believe it? A week has passed, 7 days. So we have 2 more weeks to go. And by that time, our Sanskaras will be like kings sitting on thrones. So tomorrow's Murli, which will be the Murli of the last day of the month, November 30th, as you heard Sister Mohini saying, Baba is your helper. That's the title. The elevated Sanskara is courage. Now, I really like what Sister Mohini said today because I was also thinking that we're checking and changing. But we really do need an awareness. We need a more, a kind of a clarity of the sanskara that we will be matching to Baba's title. So I just put a little blurb of the sanskara that could create an awareness before you check and change. So the Sanskara of Courage, and this is the awareness I would ask you to have, but of course you can create your own from Baba's Murli when you read it tomorrow. So the Sanskara of Courage is to explore the deepest parts of the self until one is able to touch the true meaning of love and the significance of unity. Baba is talking a lot tomorrow on this whole subject of being unified. So one of the things he asks us to check when it comes to the mind and the power of thought, he said, sometimes we sit and we think that I'm not doing anything, that I'm not giving any knowledge to anyone. So he says, check this. Do I do anything? Do I give any knowledge to others? So he kind of gave it a twist and said, well, you should have these thoughts throughout the day. You should really be thinking in such a way. And then after you've checked that, then the way to make a difference, which is to change, is Baba is encouraging it. He says, you children should always be thinking about serving through your thoughts, your words, your deeds, your body, your mind, and wealth in such a way that you receive the return of that from the Father for your 21 births. And of course, the Father would help us to do this, but we need the courage to do it. And then the second is the intellect. And Baba talked about a golden intellect in tomorrow's Murli. And so we're checking, how will your intellect become golden? And then what Baba said, in order to change the intellect into a golden intellect, is that a golden vessel is needed for the milk of the lioness. The intellect is in the soul. The soul says, my intellect now goes to Baba. I remember Baba a great deal. Now, this is connected to making that intellect golden, to hold, give the intellect the capacity to hold Baba's knowledge. And then Baba says beautifully, these are extremely deep and entertaining matters to understand. And then the sanskaras of being a courageous soul. And this is where Baba was talking a lot about the courage to serve with the collective, with the family, but in unity. While serving, Baba is saying, are there sanskaras of conflict? Check that. And then how do we change it? There should be unity, that no conflict among yourselves, that there are no conflict among yourselves. If there is any conflict, what service would you do? Baba is your helper anyway, but you have to understand the meaning of children who maintain courage, receive help from the Father, and become helpers in this big task. I like that very much because sometimes we miss the point in that we have to be in unity in order to get that help from Baba. And so the courage isn't in doing the service per se, but the courage is having the unity with the collective and then doing the service. So they're very nice points for you to check and change tomorrow. Of course, these are teasers, as I call them, to get you to really delve deeply into Baba's Murli and to extract the nectar that you can check and change and have your cooperative companions working with you. Good luck, Om Shanti, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Journey. Today is Sunday, our sweet home day. Let's get our Swaman for tomorrow.
With courage, let's all bid farewell to all forms of waste forever and practice I, the soul, am Baba's helper in giving the experience of peace and happiness to the world.
Om Shanti. So, we are Baba's helpers, and this is accurate Swaman for us. It's matching with our chart, our homework. I, the soul, am Baba's helper in giving experience of peace and happiness to the world.